Welcome back, tribe. Let's get into it.
Did you have better relationships with younger guys or older guys?
Probably the younger ones, actually. Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I would say like the first relationship I was in, he was really, really controlling and jealous and chauvinistic, and
he was older.
Okay.
And I would say,
Are you considered a cougar? Are you a cougar?
I mean, I wouldn't date like anyone who's not in their 30s.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, you said significantly older or younger than me, and you're 39.
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, that was in the
I'm
past.
thinking like some frat boys or something, you know,
No.
senior in
No,
college.
like, okay, I dated someone who was 7 years younger than me a while ago, but he was
No,
like
that's
a
not
blues
bad. That's
musician.
fine.
You know
That's
what I mean?
fine. That's
yeah,
not a.
so.
I think in your 30s, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
whatever. You also said you want to debunk the myth that men don't want to date moms.
Yeah.
And so you're a mom.
Yeah.
You said you have one kid, if I remember.
They don't want to date you. They want to have sex with you. Women equate men wanting to sleep with them with men wanting to actually date them. Dude.
Bruh. Recall correct? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So please debunk the myth.
Yeah, it's just not true. I have no problem getting the men that I want. I mean,
you don't think... Go ahead.
It's like, it's weird. It's like, okay, well, I don't know if you guys know this, but I worked for like a search engine company.
Yahoo?
That does corn search engines. And
Bing?
the two most...
You work for Bing?
No. Corn search engine company.
So Bing?
Pornography?
Yeah. Like, so they...
Okay, yeah.
Anyways,
okay.
other marketing companies in the corn industry.
Sure.
And so yeah, the top two most searched subjects on there are either like MILF or teen.
Yeah.
I took some MILF.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lesbians.
Are you not allowed to say porn?
You are.
I just don't want to.
I mean, you just can't say it a lot.
Yeah.
It's
You can't say grape.
It's like the central focus
You
of
definitely
the
can't
convo.
say
The YouTube bots will pick it up if you say it a lot, and then you get flagged.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Well, I mean, you don't think that there's certainly men out there, if you compare two options, that would probably prefer to date someone who doesn't have kids. I'd say the same for women. I'm sure most women who don't have kids would prefer to date a man who doesn't have kids. I think it's the same for both genders.
Yeah, I think.
Dude, young guys don't care. They'll date a mom because it's not long-term in their mind. It's just fun. MILFs are easy. They give it up. They have almost no expectations. They almost baby you. They bring you food. They like intrinsically know that they're bringing a ton of baggage so that they try more. They have less demands. This isn't a secret, but no young guy or any older man that's really got his life together is looking at a single mom as like a true prospect for marriage or something long-term. It's casual use at best, but women don't see the men they date in the same manner. I shouldn't even say date. The men they sleep with, it's not even dating. It's like if she decided to be submissive and opens her legs, and she decided in her mind that you're already good enough for something long term. And she's already Disney dreaming of you coming to save her from her mistakes and playing daddy to her son or daughter or whatever. Like deep down, that's what they want. They can say all they want when you meet them. I don't need you to play daddy. He's already got a father. Blah, 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 dude. And that's how they string you along with the bullshit. And then I got feelings and maybe it's time you meet little Timmy and because this is getting serious. And the guy bolt, boom, let down. Or worse, the guy comes into Timmy's life. He's there for a few months. Mom's too goddamn crazy. Probably the reason the first man left. And now Timmy's heartbroken and his evil arc begins. The revolving door in his home of constantly having men coming and going. The abandonment. Hello, broken homes. And the cycle continues.
There's some who will and some who won't. But it's not, because there's a lot of people who are like, oh, nobody's going to want you if you're a single mother and things like that.
You don't think it makes it harder?
I mean, for me, it doesn't seem
I have
to make
a
it harder.
question though. Are you talking about sex-wise or dating-wise, like relationship?
Yeah, like
so both?
dating-wise.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's interesting because a lot of time you hear that, it's hard for a single woman to get boyfriends or,
I think it's just hard to find time to go on dates.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I mean,
there you have it.
I think logically it makes
But
it harder.
it's not hard to, it's not like
It's not impossible.
men don't want you.
I agree that it's not that men don't want you, but it is with any filter that you add, it's going to make the dating pool smaller. So the people that don't want that are automatically opted out, because there are guys that don't want to date someone who has kids and vice versa. So I think it does make it harder, but it's not impossible. Because not to say that they're simps for dating you, but like there are simps out there that'll tolerate like anything for a crumb of coochie, right?
Yeah.
So like
but there is men who are literally like, who is gonna want you?
Stop the cap.
You just attract different guys. You either get the really virtuous ones, or maybe you get ones that have like a certain way about them. Like it just attracts different men.
There is no virtuous men for single mothers. They're simps, period. It's a man who doesn't value himself and his seed or his time, has no boundaries, probably raised by a single mother.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, some guys are like, okay, I don't want to date someone who already has kids. And some guys are like, they're really attracted to that, you being a mom.
Bruh.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
But I think any filter,
like
anything, like even if you say like, I won't date obese people, right? That's going to automatically make your dating pool smaller. If you say like
I know girls who don't have kids, but they're just attracted to dads. They just like dads. Like they think dads are hot.
Not the same.
Yeah, which I do too.
Because it, reflects what women tend to be into, and they're looking for a protector and a provider, and a good father is, that's what it represents. Versus if someone already has a kid with somebody else, that means that the dad is going to be in the picture regardless, because whether you like it or not, the kid is somebody else's kid.
Would you guys get married to or be in a long-term relationship with a guy who has children? If he was like perfect in every other way.
I am.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it.
What about you guys?
Possibly. I mean, I don't know if I'm infertile or not, but I've had medical struggles. So, I mean, if he's the perfect guy and we got married and everything, it worked out well, I would probably.
Yeah, when I was younger, before I had kids, I was in a relationship with someone who already had a child.
So can I get a raise of hands? Like, who would date a guy, given he's like perfect guy otherwise, if he had a kid?
Not a preference, but not a deal breaker.
Not a deal breaker.
Not a deal breaker.
I mean, my fiance has a daughter.
I used to think that it was a deal breaker until I was like, okay. I don't trust you. Aside of that, whatever.
For me personally, it's a deal breaker. Unless I had kids, then it wouldn't be.
Well, let's ask the two men here, unless any of you identify as a man.
I do, by the way.
You identify as a man?
Yeah, I'm a man.
Whip
You can
it out.
change it whenever you want. Those are the rules.
Those are the rules, I guess.
Whenever I want the men's restroom.
So would you, given the option between a woman who has a kid and a woman who doesn't want a kid, which would you prefer to date?
Who has a kid and a woman who doesn't want one?
No, sorry, excuse me. A woman who has a child and a woman who doesn't have a child.
Generally the one who doesn't, but it depends on how old you are. Like, obviously, the older you get, and if you're trying to get someone relatively in the same age range, it's going to get harder and harder.
Stop the cap.
Mm-hmm.
So, generally, no. But if I'm like 45, like, it's not going to be feasible, probably. I mean,
Well, if you don't have any kids, you can.
I guess, but like,
You
you're
could
gonna
probably get it like.
It really, I mean, are you at the point where it's like, if you're that old, like, how old?
Bro, his build, Christ, dude. It's like destiny's multiplying.
It's their kid. It's not like they're one. So they're probably gonna be 17 or 18 at that point, maybe 13, 12, something like that.
Sure.
Like,
Well, are you dating guys who have kids themselves? Or?
I mean, like, I prefer that because I feel like they just have
They understand.
more of an understanding, and just the maturity level that comes with being a parent is attractive to me.
Got it.
She's looking for a fucking provider. She wants a daddy. Like they all do. They all want to be rescued. She's got extra baggage. That's all. They all want to be rescued. They all want a daddy. This one needs one literally for her offspring. Why a man would go in such a deal? Well, I know why a man would go in like I said earlier, zero boundaries, zero self-respect, zero sense of self-esteem, and any zero, period, is a zero man. Or literally worse than a beta, like omega level simping, bottom of the barrel, scrounging for absolute pennies. That kind of guy. That's society's simp who comes to rescue women like this.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, at least for me, it's certainly not ideal to, no offense,
Bro.
to date a woman who.
Go in on their ass, scorched earth. Just tell them the truth. Not even with a 10-foot pole. Not even if you offered me millions. I wouldn't consider a serious relationship. You are not making it past pumping and dumping. Period, man. This is any man will tell you this. Why are we pretending?
Has a kid. And I think most men who don't have kids themselves, it's like
Yeah.
I mean,
Not an
also,
ideal move.
It depends on your age range. Like when you're older, I mean, in your 50s, 60s, and you get remarried, I mean, in the dating league there, most people have kids, so it doesn't really matter. But
well, I suppose you get
Usually by your 30s.
you're a little younger, but you know, you still have time.
Well, if the guy took care of his life and he's like 50 and he's fresh off a divorce and he might have 2 kids already, that's fine. The kids don't have to be in the picture. They're most likely old enough and out of the house. There's nothing tying him to anything. He's just now on the market, 50-year-old guy, single, no kids in the picture. A younger woman, 25, 30, with no kids whatsoever, is probably what he's going to go after and is what he can get if he took care of himself and everything is on point. That's not an issue. This doesn't work in reverse. A 50-year-old woman is not getting on the dating scene and a 25-year-old's going, wow, granny, that shit's popping. Let me get a piece. Cobweb ass. Are you serious? This has to be explained?
My mom never had a problem. So my parents got divorced right before I started high school.
Bruh.
They broke
There
up right
it
before I
is,
started
bro.
high school. My mom had 3 kids living at home. She never had a problem finding a guy.
Same with my grandma. She had a kid and she married a guy and he had like a couple kids, but that was way like 15 years later. But when she first divorced her husband, she didn't have a problem dating at all.
I think it really depends on how crazy the baby mama or baby dad are. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know you guys don't like that. But okay.
But that's what they are once they're separated, right?
Okay. I don't know.
I mean, we make fun of
That's
guys for
appropriate.
like mansplaining.
I
Are
don't
y'all
know.
kind of women's splaining right now? Like, sorry,
Yeah.
but
I just think it's a
What?
suboptimal move as a guy who doesn't have kids to date a woman who has kids.
I think that applies both ways. Because
Yeah.
for
Sure,
me,
I agree.
I think I might be the only girl at the table that I view it as a deal breaker because I don't have kids. So
just
I
a
would,
little closer to the mic.
because I don't have kids, I would view it as a deal breaker. But I think we also have to consider that people are a whole package, right? We don't get to like pick one thing and you take it for what it is for the most part. People can improve, but that's one of those things. It's like, do you like the person enough to
Are those two dating? She has a ring on her finger and they have like, you know how couples have that thing where they kind of look similar? Just curious. Somebody in the comments when this goes live, please tell me if these two are married. I can't tell if he has a ring on her finger, but they have a very like, their eyes are very similar.
have that as one of your cons? Is it worth it to date them? But for me, it's always a deal breaker as of now, unless I had children later in life or something like that. So you can't pick and choose. You get what you get. You can pick and choose your partner, but if you see someone you like, you can't just be like, oh, I don't like this one thing about them.
exactly.
It really depends
Because
on the
that
age
used to be a
priorities.
huge deal breaker for me because I'm like so not ready for that. But it's just I'm like, okay, it is what it is. Like okay.
But okay, hold on.
He's worth it.
Just to bring it back to your thing. So you said you wanted to debunk.
See, I can't see because the cup is blocking, but does he have a ring on his finger?
And so you're a mom.
Yeah.
You said you have one kid, if I recall correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
hand never moves. She has a ring on her finger. There's no way she's leaning in on him like that, and she's married to another man. There's no way, dude.
Maturity level that comes with being a parent is attractive to me.
Let me know in the comments section. Interesting. Anyways, that was the episode for today. More madness in the West, dude. It's common sense disappearing. Not so common. Actually rare as hell. It is mythical now to find somebody with common sense.